Hello and welcome. My name is Mark and this is GameRules.com. Today I'm going to teach you how to play a little counting card game called Zeus on the Loose. Before we begin, if it's your first time visiting us here at the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified about new uploads every week. Zeus on the Loose is a counting card game for 2 to 5 players. And in this game, players are trying to gain control of this little Zeus figurine. And they are trying to be the player who has it in their possession when the discard pile reaches 100 points. There are regular number cards and there are a slew of action cards in this game. Let's dive in and see what it's all about. Out of the box, you are going to get a set of instructions, a 56 card deck, and a Zeus figurine. The deck is made up of 40 number cards, numbered 1 through 10, with 4 copies of each number. There are 16 Greek god and goddess cards. Each card has a special power that will allow you to manipulate the total of the discard pile and possibly steal Zeus. Set up the game by determining a dealer. That player shuffles the cards and deals 4 to each person. The rest of the cards are placed face down to form the stock and place the Zeus figurine next to the stock. The game begins with no discard pile. The player left of the dealer will begin the round. Our dealer is here at the bottom of the screen, so player 1 is here on the left side of the screen. They choose any card from their hand to begin the discard pile. Once a player adds a card to the discard pile, they say the total of the pile. So our total is now 10. The discard pile is referred to as Mount Olympus, so that's how I'm going to refer to it from this point on. Once a player has added to Mount Olympus, they end their turn by drawing a card, so they have 4 cards again. If a player forgets to draw and the next player goes, then that player is penalized by having fewer cards for the rest of the game. They do not get to draw back up to 4. So remember to draw. As I said in the beginning of the video, the point of the game is to be the player with the Zeus figurine at the end of the round. The round ends once the total of Mount Olympus reaches 100. Now, there are a few ways to get control of Zeus. First is to make Mount Olympus's total a multiple of 10. The player who began the game made the total 10, which is a multiple of 10, so they get control of Zeus. From this point on, any player who makes the total of Mount Olympus a multiple of 10 will get control of Zeus. The second way to get control of Zeus is to play a Greek god card that gives you control of Zeus. For example, player 2 can take their turn and they can choose to play Apollo. Mount Olympus stays the same, steal Zeus. So they play their Apollo card, they say the total, which is still 10, they steal Zeus, and they end their turn by drawing a card. Play then passes left. Player 3 now takes their turn, which will lead us to the third way to get control of Zeus. They choose to play a 4. This makes the total of Mount Olympus 14. They announce the total and they draw the card to have 4 cards in hand again. Now, the third way to get control of Zeus is to do what's called the same number sneak. And this is essentially cutting in with a card of the same number as the top card of Mount Olympus. So at any point, if you have a card in your hand that matches the number of the top card on Mount Olympus, you can cut in. So even though it is the dealer's turn next, player 4, we have player 1 over here with a 4 in hand. They can choose to cut in. They make the total 18 and announce it. They draw a card back up to 4, and the dealer's turn is skipped. Since they played a matching card and cut in with that same number sneak, they get control of Zeus. Play continues from them. So now player 2 at the top of the screen would go. So to recap, on a player's turn, they will add a card to the Mount Olympus pile. They will announce the new total. If that total is a multiple of 10, they get control of Zeus. If they played a Greek god or goddess card that allowed them to steal Zeus, they get to do so. Or if a player cuts in with a card that has a matching number, the total is announced and they steal Zeus. Play would continue from that player. And play like that continues until the round comes to an end. There are 4 ways to end the round. First, if a player plays a card to Mount Olympus, making the total exactly 100, they steal Zeus and they win the round. If a player does a same number sneak and brings the total of Mount Olympus to 100 or more, they steal Zeus and win the round. The third way to end the round is by playing a card that brings the total of Mount Olympus to more than 100. Doing so ends the round immediately, and whoever has control of Zeus wins the round. And finally, the round ends if the stock runs out of cards. Once that occurs, the round is immediately over, and whoever has Zeus wins the round. It does not matter if Mount Olympus has reached 100 points or not. And once the round is over, whoever has control of Zeus wins and gets a letter, Z, E, U, or S. The first player to completely spell out Zeus wins the game. And that's all there is for Zeus on the Loose. I myself really enjoy counting games, and there are a large variety of them out there. I really like Zeus on the Loose because it adds that hot potato element of trying to have control of the Zeus figurine when the round comes to an end. The action cards really shake up the game, and they add a nice layer of strategy. Thank you so much for watching. If it's your first time visiting us here, please hit subscribe and the bell so you're notified about new uploads every week. If you'd rather read our rules in writing, you can head over to gamerules.com, and I have a link for this game down in the description. Until next time, keep on playing.